I'm going to attempt to make something that I've never made before. No pressure, but if I can pull it off, I'm going to be revealing the date of this year's Amazon Prime Day. For this, I've decided I'm going to make a Lorry cake. But Lara, what's so special about a Lorry cake? Well, people are always asking me to make a cake move, and I thought I'd see if it was possible. Considering I've already promised it to Amazon, it kinda has to work. First things first, I need a remote control lorry. I went on Amazon Prime, ordered myself a toy lorry, and it arrived the next day. First thing I had to do was unbox it. I threw away the instructions because who needs those? And pulled it out from the box. I got my screwdriver and started to take it apart. The internal wiring was actually not that complicated. However, I did want to maintain all of the functions, so I had to be really careful with this part. After what I thought was the hard part, I put the batteries into the remote control lorry and realised I had no idea how to actually use it. So I picked the instructions back up off the floor and figured out exactly what I had to do. After nearly driving the car off the worktop, I decided it was time to put the toy down and get on with the work. So I attached on the back piece, which again, super difficult. Why is this so complicated? I again nearly drove it off the worktop, not once, but twice. It was time to put the toy down and get back to what I know. So I started to stack the cake. I completely food-proofed the whole surface of the Lorry toy so that none of the cake was touching any of the non-food safe surfaces. And I added on a layer of vanilla cake and a layer of thick vanilla buttercream. The trailer of the lorry wasn't actually flat, so I added a small wedge of cake onto the end so that I had a lovely flat surface to add on more cake. And don't forget, I also made the cab. Next up was another layer of buttercream and some delicious raspberry jam. And I continued stacking more and more cake layers. At this point I was getting a little bit worried because I don't know if you guys know this, but cake is exceptionally heavy. Whenever I looked up the amount of weight this lorry could carry, I think it was around 3 kilograms, and I think the amount of cake and buttercream I used was getting to around 5-6 kilograms at this point. So yeah, I was worried. I tried to shave off as much as possible while still retaining the shape. But yeah, this thing was heavy and I started to get really freaked out that it just was not even going to drive anymore. So I cleared off all of my surfaces so that it had a nice smooth area to travel on. Brought the cake back over onto my work surface. It was time to test it out. It was a little bit slow going forward, but that's okay as long as it moves. And then I nearly reversed it off the bench again, much to the dismay of my husband. I then completely covered it in a thick white chocolate ganache, which is so delicious. It tastes like Milky Bar if you were wondering what this tasted like. And then I got on with finishing off the decoration using modelling chocolate and fondant. I'm really starting to get worried at this point though, because I've added on a lot more weight to the cake and it was already struggling. So I'm panicking that it's not going to work. So here it is finished. And now it is the moment of truth. After 2 days solid of making this cake and promising it to Amazon, was it actually going to move? I did it! Yay! One off the bucket list.